Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Sunday Messages. I hope you've had a wonderful eclipse. I'm extra tired. I don't know about you, but you can let me know in the comment section how you're feeling. And we have good things in this episode. We have some prayer requests, we have an advice column, we have a question. So we've got some things going on. Now let me do a collective prayer first, just to start this off. Let me tune in really quick. I am in full agreement for everyone to really keep pace with their own desires. So I'm in full agreement for harmonization. I'm in full agreement for you to give yourself the opportunity to go there emotionally first. I'm in full agreement for... There's another piece that I'm trying to put words on. I've got the energy. I'm just trying to find the words for it. Full agreement for us to keep a light heart as we move through the week, for us to allow things to be easier than they have been in the past. And I'm also in full agreement for everyone to recognize that what is happening in present time is old. So remember, the 3D experience that you have going on now is old. So it's a consequence of what you've been doing previously. And so if you're shaping something new, if you're sculpting a new experience, or you have something that you're creating now, the manifestation lags typically. And so you just want to allow there to be that transitional period without taking score too soon. And so I'm in full agreement for you to keep your eye on the prize and in the direction that you want to go, not the present time experience. So I'm in full agreement for all of that. Full agreement for you to have a good week. That's what I'm in full agreement for. Okay, let's go ahead and move into prayers. This first one is for Adrian. I am having surgery this week, praying all goes smoothly and is successful. Also praying for a quick and easy recovery. Full, quick, and easy recovery. Full agreement for you to trust the process as well. So yes, full agreement, quick and easy, and also for you to allow your cells to do their thing and for it to just feel buttery smooth. Full agreement for that. Full agreement for you to understand that your health, your optimal health is a birthright. And for you to connect with just deep worthiness around that. Full agreement. Okay, we have another one. This one's for Nicole. I'm desiring deeply the best work and pay, work that is in alignment with my highest self-expression, the perfect work for the perfect pay with the perfect people. I've been praying for this for years. I'm so ready. Full agreement for you to receive it. So for you to open yourself to the unfolding. And also I'm in full agreement for you to count the breadcrumbs. So remember, if you just get a job lead that looks really good and excites you, that's a sign. That's like, yes, I'm on the pulse of the manifestation. So I'm in full agreement for you to count all of the wins, all of the breadcrumbs, all of the small itty bitty stuff. And I'm in full agreement for it to be easy and a pleasant and pleasurable unfolding as you're moving into that job. Full agreement for it to feel effortless, really emphasizing effortlessness this week, allowing, letting it in, letting it be easy. Let's see. We've got an advice column and we've got a question. So first thing, just so we all know what's going on, what I have right now available is the best bundle ever, That is Dom, Fabric of the Universe, and Money Magic. That's only available until the end of this month. Second thing, Slut Magic, of course. If you want to get into intimacy, sexy time, all good things, body modification, Slut Magic is for you. And the mastermind that I have right now is the Nightery. So there are VIP seats as well. If you're wanting to have like a full mastermind experience with Voxer and calls, that is available. So I have been getting some one-on-one applications lately, and I just want to strongly emphasize the Nightery is the way to go. Unless you really want to go all in on one-on-one, but understand that's a high ticket offer. So the Nightery is the way to go for sure. So applications, description box, show notes, you know the deal. Okay, so let's go into this advice column. I was wondering if you could talk about the energetics of feeling like you're stuck or in a rut. It's been quite a while, and it feels like every positive habit feels harder and harder to accomplish. I've tried to buckle down. That's the issue. I've tried to buckle down and do the positive habits anyway, but it feels extremely difficult, unfulfilling, and inconsistent. Of course it feels unfulfilling. It's buckling down. That's like boring dad energy. Do you have any ideas, thoughts about this energetic state and how you might start to shift it? Yes, I have a lot of thoughts. Okay, so feeling like you're stuck or in a rut is an indication that you're not used to feeling where the most energy wants to flow. Because things feel good when energy is flowing. When there's that current pulling you forward, that's when it feels effortless, it feels good, it feels pleasurable, all the good things. So the feeling of stuck, it's just a matter of energetic stagnation. That's the big thing that it has to do with. Let me read this again. Quite a while, it feels like every positive habit feels harder to accomplish. Okay, so here's the other piece. If you put doing good things for yourself in the category of your chore list, you've just killed the magic just by moving them in your mind into the category of, I have to do this. It's a chore. It's something that has to get done. The weight of the categorization of doing good things for yourself adds a funky energy. And you're also, you even wrote it here, harder and harder to accomplish. Doing good things for yourself is a consistent practice. So it's not something that you check everything off, like you accomplish, and everything is done. If you're looking at a long-term shift, if you're looking at a positive habit or doing things for yourself, you want to look at it like a long-term relationship. So this is why the relationship that you're actually wanting to cultivate is a relationship with energy flowing, the relationship with, being able to tap into the flow of your desire, because you have conflicting things going on. It's like you do want to do good things for yourself, but you don't want to have a huge chore list, right? So the doing good things for yourself really do have to be a long-term commitment, a desire of your heart. And so this is another thing that wants to come up as far as, is the habit or is the whatever it is that you want, is it because I have to, or because there's a morality aspect to this, or is it because it feels good, because it's the desire, because it's who I want to evolve into? Those are two completely different frequencies. So I would say, check your motive. Check, are you actually doing things that you're feeling energy flow, or is it stagnant energy? Recategorize it in your mind. Like, is it a desire, or is it something that you're checking boxes arbitrarily? Because that won't work. That's not sustainable. And also, if the habits feel difficult and unfulfilling, then something's off in what you're attempting to do. Because the habit, if it's a habit, it's going to be something that you're going to be doing long term, correct? And if it's going to stand the test of time, it's going to have to be enjoyable. So you will have to do something that you enjoy in order to get to the place where you have this habit that's installed. So I would say focus more on, is this pleasurable? Is this enjoyable? Is this something that I actually want to be doing? And that should be the foundation, because right now it's like staying where you are is extremely uncomfortable, but also you're trying to move in a direction that is also extremely uncomfortable. So you have to give yourself a better direction to go, and pleasure has to be a factor. Another thing, are you trying to do too much? Are you trying to have a 10-step morning routine, or are you just trying to pay attention to one or two things? So maybe bite off less. Okay, and then the inconsistency. I'm super inconsistent. Inconsistency is totally fine. And there is an element of making peace with it, but it's, how do I put this? You've got to learn to trust the inconsistency. That's the big piece. Is people, it's like there's this idolized, rigid, regimented thing that we all have in our minds. And so inconsistency is almost not trustworthy. And what I'm saying is inconsistency can be trustworthy when you're in the right frequency. So when you're in the frequency of doing good things for yourself, like things that feel good, things that feel supportive, things that are in alignment, well, that alignment is going to extend, and who cares if it's consistent or inconsistent? Because if the frequency, if the foundation is right, then you're doing it in a clean way. So there's an element of get the frequency right, and then the inconsistent processes can go from there. So for example, in the morning, I have activities that I like to do, but I don't do them all in the same order or all for the same amount of time. They're kind of spotty. And so if you can just allow yourself to lean into the inconsistency, it'll be easier for you. So those are all my thoughts on that. I hope that helps. You have plenty of places to start. Don't get overwhelmed by all of the recommendations I just made. Just pick some places to start. But the energy underlying it is going to be the most important thing. Okay. Here's the next one. Hi, Sydney. I've been having a hard time loving my body. I can't say I have ever been great at it, but as I'm getting older, it has become even more difficult. I do work out. It is less about weight and muscle tone and more about the actual parts, my boobs, lady bits, etc. I've thought about surgery, which I am open to. However, I'd prefer to love myself as I am and feel confident in the body that I have. I've also been wanting to find my person for quite some time and there are continuous delays. Is the way I feel about my body and therefore intimacy causing resistance to the incredible partnership manifestation that I know is waiting for me to allow in? How can I better love my body as is? How do I know if surgery is ultimately what I need to make me feel more confident? Thank you. Well, I can answer that last one. I never, ever, ever recommend surgery if your end goal is confidence. So you don't want a surgery to be the condition in order to inspire the confidence. I would always do it the other way around. So it would be the emotional work first, and maybe if surgery comes after that, good. Because the problem is taking action from the space of, I'm not feeling confident, I'm not loving my body, I'm not, right? I'm way out of alignment on this. And then I'm trying to take action on a rocky foundation. Won't work. So it's not going to hold. And keep in mind, it can kind of get out of control after that if you're getting like a temporary boost, but then you'll often find other problems if you're not just laying a solid foundation first. So my recommendation, always start with emotional work. Always start with that. Always start with self-love. Always start with alignment. Then the other stuff is just an extension of frequency. So you want to make sure any surgeries or cosmetic procedures are being done from alignment. So for the moment, I would shelf it and just focus on emotional work for now. And then clarity around that decision will come over time. So that's how I would start with it first. Now, I'm going to go backwards with your questions. So is how I feel about my body interrupting the partnership manifestation? If you're afraid to be seen, so it can, if it's, I really want this, but I would be horrified if someone saw me. Well, then of course, because there's a conflicting experience and emotion relative to the full desire. So I would contemplate and consider, well, the dreamy relationship that you want, how does this partner respond to your body as is? What types of things are said? How are you touched? How are you seen? How are you looked at? What is the ideal relationship? How do those things go about? Because I also know that this dreamy relationship is not going to be something where you are endlessly criticized and, picked apart, right? That's incongruent with the partnership that you're wanting. So, just play around with those thoughts and ideas. Play around with being loved regardless of any fragments of insecurity. Now, here's the other thing that I want to say, which kind of conflicts what I just said, but not really. You can have insecurities and still call someone in and still have a relationship. Of course, you're a human being, right? So everyone can have whatever insecurities and be navigating them. But if it's a strong enough current to the point where you're afraid or agonizing over it, then that's where it's it can be a significant repellent. So it's a matter of relativity. If it's just a few fragments, that's one thing. It's not going to get in the way because the desire for the relationship will override those little fragments of insecurity. If it's, I'm terrified of being seen and I don't want anyone to look at me like this, well, that's more of an issue. So it's relativity. Now the thing that stuck out to me most here was you're expressing, I'd much prefer to love myself as I am and feel confident in the body that I have. Now, let me explain the easiest way to look at confidence. Confidence is, we talked about this in confidence codes, by the way. So confidence is being in alignment and then looking at yourself in the mirror. It's how you feel about yourself when you're in alignment. Because when you're in alignment, you're going to be in the state of unconditional love. You're going to be feeling good. You're going to be totally accepting. You're going to be appreciating your body. You're going to be in the energy of confidence, and then you happen to gaze upon yourself, and that's where the magic really happens. So that's what we're all aiming at. Alignment, feeling good, feeling state first, and then. So you just want to make sure that you're getting the order of operations correct here, that it's the emotional state and then. Okay, let me see if there's anything else I want to add here. How can I love my body as it is? Honestly, I feel like it's practice. It's a practice of I'm getting into the right emotional state, I'm getting into alignment, and then piece by piece by piece, I'm just introducing my myself to it or my body to it. I mean, another way is to completely fabricate your self-concept. That's another way to do it, but I think a lot of people might have difficulty jumping into something so extreme, but that's another way to do it. Just get into this delusional level of self-confidence. That's another way to approach it. I'm the hottest person on earth, right? So that's pretty extreme, but you get what I'm saying, where you just speak about yourself in a way that is really, really exaggerated levels of confidence, and see if you can tip the scale that way. That does help some people. It just depends. It depends. If you get some kickback emotionally on that, then it won't land. So you're going to have to play around with getting into the feeling of total alignment, or practice a new story, practice new thoughts, practice new storytelling, practice how would the hottest woman on earth talk about herself, right? So that's another way to try to create or carve a path for a better self-concept. That's another way to do it. And also, one piece, we were talking about this in Slut Magic. It's been something that has really been active for me lately, is the discussion of navigating aging is particularly interesting to me, because there are so many jacked up paradigms around aging, and I am a complete rebel around this. I refuse to just allow those paradigms to dominate. So I'm all about reconstructing perceptions and experiences of aging. So anyway, that's another thing to think about, is moving through time, which is what we call aging, is not the same thing as I'm just looking worse and worse and worse every year. Those are two completely different experiences, or they're two completely different things. Looking worse and worse and worse every year, consider that to be optional. Really start to view that as you can choose that if you want, but it's an option. It's not the only thing that's available to you. So start to play with some new thought forms and new paradigms around that, and I think that will help as well. Okay. I think that's everything. I hope that helps. And of course, shameless plug, we're talking about all of this stuff in Slut Magic. And Slut Magic is way cheaper than surgery, okay? So if you are interested, that's where I would go, because this week we're doing the Talk Dirty to Me module, and it's all about storytelling. It's all about the shifting the paradigms through narrative that you're telling yourself. Last week we talked about, there's a lot of other stuff in that module too, but that's a big part of it, what we're going to be talking about. And then last week we talked all about archetypes, self-concept, things like that. And aging was one of the things that I actually brought up that we've been talking about. So anyway, that's what I would do. I would get in Slut Magic. Everyone, all of you. Okay, let's pull tarot, shall we? Do you want to know something else? No, I'm going to save it. It's a surprise. It's a Christmas surprise. You'll hear about it soon because eventually I won't be able to shut up about it. So it'll remain a mystery for now. But it's fun things. Fun things are coming for Christmas time. All right. What's going on this week? Ooh, Two of Cups. You're getting in slut magic this week. No, I'm just kidding. Relationships, romance, dating yourself, reflective energies. Okay, so reflecting, think about everything as being reflective. So you want to hold it first and then everything starts with you. So let yourself really integrate that this week. It's 3 of coins in case you're wondering. That I'm still going to pull 3 cards. And then that might come into play. Okay, 8 of Wands. Fast movement. Capitalize on momentum. Capitalize on momentum this week. That's going to be really big. So your thoughts, your emotions, your imagination, the vibe that you're emitting generates momentum. So let yourself go fast this week energetically. And like I said, manifestations lag. So don't fear that. Don't worry about that. It's just a matter of going there energetically. However, I do see that there's just a lot of movement happening this week. So maybe the other thing that I'm kind of seeing is split off in 2 groups. You are either needing to catch up, like what I said in the collective prayer in the beginning, like you've got to catch up. You've got to go there first. You've got to harmonize with it first. And then, or you've been doing that and now things are really starting to come through this week. That's the other way that it could be showing up for you. Okay, and then don't allow yourself to waffle. This waffling energy slows everything down. So then with the 3 of coins, I'm not going to pick it up. It's reminding me of your work is to fully get on board with what you want. Your work is to feel the feelings as if you already had it. Duh, that's 101 manifestation. And for you to remember, if there is something in your experience, it's data. I talk about this with clients all the time. What you are experiencing now is old data from energetic work that you were doing previously, or maybe sloppy energy that you've had going on for a while. So the work is staying focused, just choosing what you want, harmonize with it, and you will go fast. That's the whole story. So I think everyone likes these little stories that I do with tarot. Your work, stop waffling and decide what you want. Okay? Then understand this is a reflective universe where everything that you have going on internally will be reflected back to you. And if that's in the romance department, congratulations, you're going to have a lot of fun this week. But when you're fully on board with your desire and you know that it's a reflective universe, you feel it first, it's reflected back to you, you tell the story first, it's reflected back to you, and then you will go fast. So you are either seeing the results of things this week, or this is energetic, rapid momentum, rapid movement forward. All right, that's what we have going on this week. And is there anything else I want to mention? I think that's everything. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Have an amazing time. Have fun. And take good care of yourselves. And I will talk to you all later. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.